Hello everyone and welcome back to the Old Retired Guys channel, where today I'm trying to make a ballast barrel for a 580 case. Just basically need some weight on these rear wheels when grading and lifting the bucket. So got basically, I think, just shy of a 55-gallon drum, plastic, and the only points I can go to are here where the hoe used to hook onto. Some of you may be familiar with this. So there'll be a pipe on the bottom or a piece of tubing. Unfortunately, I'm working with galvanized. I'm going to build this out of things I have, and the galvanized doesn't weld too well. But so inside I have drilled 2 holes, and I am going to stick this piece of rebar in those 2 holes. They're going to be welded down there. It'll be welded to this cross tube. This cross tube will come in here. It can't go right or left. And there'll be a pin that goes all the way through the cross tube and out the other side. Unfortunately, for this application, I'm going to have to remove this tire to push this pin through and pin it. This will add as reinforcement for the concrete and also a lifting point if ever it wants to be removed. So, onward with the project. This is a nice little machine that we can put forks right on, and it's got a belly blade for grading. Some people call this a maintainer. Kind of rare in itself. But, you know, when you put the forks on a bucket of dirt, or even when you're grading, because the backhoe was removed a few years ago, lose some traction on the rear wheels. So we continue to move forward with trying to add a little ballast to it. So we started out, as we said, adding this maybe a 35, maybe it's a 50 gallon. I'm not even sure what this is. But anyway, used a hole saw to cut through here, and this piece of pipe is only stopping right here. It's larger than the hole. And that piece sits right down in there. I'm only telling you guys this maybe to give you an idea if you have the same situation. And then some sort of pin's going to go here. We haven't worked that out yet. So it's going to sit on here something like this. And again, this will be, you know, you can pick it up off of here if you want to remove this ballast. So at this point, we've kind of welded the rebar to this pipe so nothing can move there. And we drilled holes and we welded down in there. And we've drilled a hole right here. We're going to run this bolt through here. And in addition to that, we're going to put a couple welds. And I said at the beginning of the video, I'm using up stuff that I already have. And I happen to have this piece of square stock with a hole in it that was off some kind of a hitch one day. I think it was off a Volkswagen way back in the day. We're going to use that up. We're going to tie it in to that piece. Remember, this all gets filled with concrete. We're going to tie it into that piece, and it'll allow for maybe a shackle or even a ball so you could tow a trailer or something along those lines. But at least you have some sort of option off the rear here. There's no 3-point hitch or PTO on these, so the back doesn't come into play with that. Although this is a wet line right here that does go to the backhoe that could be used for something in the future if somebody wanted to get creative. I know they do sell a 3-point hitch for these case 580s so that you could put a box scraper or something on the back. But even a used one in bad condition brings a lot of money. So the machine is valuable as a grader and to load trucks and stuff, so let's get some ballast on it. Everything the hard way as usual. Pulled the wheel off to make room to push this pin through. As you can see, it's going to go all the way through the barrel and out the other side. And I didn't have room to push the pin through with the wheel on. So the old antique concrete mixer is getting a workout again. Barrel of concrete. Some quick calculations. It's a 55-gallon drum. it puts it at about 1,100 pounds, and I think it's shy of a 55-gallon drum. So we're going to call it 950 pounds. All right, about halfway full. So this is the day after, and the concrete is hardened up a bit, and built a shackle. I had the shackle, built the pin to fit. So now if it gets stuck, or you could use it for a tie down on a trailer, what have you. These pins, these holes down here that I originally built for pins, that's unnecessary because, as I said, this pipe is larger than this bracket. It cannot move this way. And these pins will keep the pin that goes all the way through the entire barrel from moving. So, in closing, all that's really left to do is see if it was a success. And I believe this tote of firewood weighs in the neighborhood of 2,000 pounds, at least according to the internet, and it's having no problem moving that around the yard. So I think we call this a success. I believe that we could use more weight on the rear, but I don't know, you kind of run out of room to put it. And some skeptics might say, why didn't you bring the barrel back, further? And to that I would only say I was looking to keep it tucked in, for maneuverability, so the length of the machine didn't get too long. So there you go. A bit of weight for the rear of a 580 case tractor. Thanks for watching, everybody.